If you're a business owner with a business outside Canada and you are struggling with figuring out how to transfer an employee to work in your Canadian branch or subsidiary, then there may be an option for you to do so under what's called the Intra-Company Transfer Immigration Program, the ICT, which allows you to transfer an employee, an eligible employee, from one entity to a related entity inside Canada on work permits. A significant number of people who come to Canada every year on work permits actually come under one of the economic programs, such as the Intra-Company Transfer Program, ICT. And this is where there is a Canadian business that requires the services of employees with certain skill sets that it is unable to identify or secure inside Canada. And it therefore relies on its employees who are located outside Canada who may have certain skill sets that are required to help the Canadian business perform its functions efficiently. Right? So this is the ICT program, the Intra-Company Transfer. Rather, this is the Intra-Company Transfer program. So the way it works is that the employee being transferred from your foreign company must have been employed with that company for at least 1 year, a minimum of 1 year on a full-time basis. And that employment obviously must have happened while the employee was physically outside of Canada, right? Rather than being inside Canada. And as indicated previously, for it to work, there needs to be a legal relationship between the two entities. So let us say you have a business in India, and that business has employees who have a particular knowledge about certain, let's say, software that your Indian entity uses and which your Canadian entity will also be using. Then you have the option of transferring those Indian employees to a Canadian branch, a business that you own in Canada that is legally related because it is a branch, or legally related because it is a subsidiary, or it is the parent company, or it is an affiliate of your Indian entity. There must be a legal relationship. And once there is that relationship, and once the employee in India who you're wanting to transfer to Canada meets the basic requirements, including having been employed for at least 1 year, that employee may be transferred to your Canadian entity to provide the services you require, subject, of course, to other requirements. You know, for instance, the Canadian entity must agree to pay that employee at what's called the minimum prevailing wage inside Canada. Additionally, your Canadian entity will need to prove that the skill sets that the particular employees possess are either what are called specialized knowledge or are what are called senior managerial knowledge, right? But the onus or the burden will be on the Canadian employer to prove that this employee possesses knowledge that is not readily available inside Canada, and that by bringing this person to Canada, it will lead to the improvement of the Canadian the Canadian economy without having a negative impact on the Canadian labor force. All right, so the Intra-Company Transfer program is going to be a very viable option for an employer who's wanting to bring their foreign employees to Canada to work inside or through their Canadian branch. Okay, it may be an option for the employer to assist these employees to get temporary work permits to provide the duties that the employer needs to get done inside Canada. I hope you found value from this video, and as always, remember to like our videos so that others will see more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel and check us out on go.gooselaw.com. Thanks. See you again.